Okay, we're on air.
We are not necessarily. Well, we are, but we're not
on air. We're not live.
Maybe one day.
Well, that would be on air, right?
Right. I mean, we are on air. Yeah, we're on air. We're recording.
We're recording. The podcast has begun.
Boom.
And that's it.
We're done.
That's all I got.
Oh, so that's it. We're done. We're out.
We got to figure it out from here.
Anyway,
figure out what to talk about.
I don't know. Well, I'll tell you one thing. The Buckeyes lost last night. Spoiler alert.
They got beat down.
I know.
Last night. They got
upset.
a beating. And you know what?
It's okay.
It's fine.
I've got my Ohio State pants on today. You got your
they're
Ohio
my
State
team. The best team won last night.
Yes, that's true.
And you know what? You know what I hate is some of the excuses I see that they had key players out with COVID.
Right.
But that's not an excuse.
It might be a factor, but it's not an excuse.
No. It's one of the reasons they lost. But they all played against Clemson. They should not have been exposed. We got a national championship to win. None of Alabama's players are out. So, do you lock those kids down and tell them you got 1 week of you're not doing anything? Like, you're not going to see people. You're not doing anything. We got to win a championship. We can't have any of the key players not play.
That's true.
So, like Saban said early on, he said the team that manages this COVID thing the best has greater chances of winning. So he took it very seriously.
I have a theory in which Michael came over last night. Everybody that listens to us, what am I trying to say?
I'm trying to say Michael is on our podcast.
Yeah, he's on
Michael
our podcast
Schultz.
list. If you listen to us a lot, you've heard Michael. He
Yes.
was over last night, and he does not agree with my theory at all. I think that everything's rigged, and I don't think that it was rigged for them to win. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that maybe people were paid off, and it's like, oh, suddenly these 3 players have COVID. I mean, I could be way out there, and if I am, it's fine. I can take that, but I'm just telling you
You're usually the one that squashes any conspiracy theory.
Not
and says
when it comes
stupid.
to sports and betting. It gets serious out there in the streets. As far as the betting goes. You know what I mean?
Tell us about it.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying. Like, I've heard stories of, like, people paying refs off to make bad calls. The mafia paying players off to, like, get COVID.
Is there a mafia still?
What?
Is there still a mafia?
Yeah. It might not be called the mafia.
Sweet.
It might be called politics, but it's... did I say that?
You did.
It might be called
politics.
something else, but it's definitely out there. Yeah.
I still don't know why I didn't dump a ton of money on the games last night. It's a big winter weekend. I can't bet on the games my teams are in. I have a superstition about it.
Well, why?
I don't like you don't bet on your team because emotionally it's not a smart move a lot of times.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I mean, I guess because is it because you're betting emotionally?
You're betting emotionally,
Okay.
which is always wrong.
Okay.
And
not
like,
always. I don't think it's always.
It's not smart. It's not logical to bet. I'm going to take my team because I know they're going to win. And then I take my team last night and they get their butt kicked. And you take your team. They're not always going to win. And then the other half of it is you hate to bet against your team and then have to watch the game.
You shouldn't. I
Right?
Yeah, it would be hard.
It's hard to bet against your team and then have a little bit of like, well, they're going to lose. But now I want them to lose more so the spread's covered.
That's true.
You know? I don't know. It's conflicting. But it wouldn't be conflicting if I would have won a bunch of money. I'm counting it.
But
Then I'd be like, who cares?
do you think that's a possibility at all that people could be paying people off to say they have the Rona when they really don't, just so they can't play?
Yes, it could happen.
Okay, that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it did. It's just a possibility.
I don't think it's wacky. I don't think it's out there.
I think it's something that they flirt around with, and I think that, I don't know.
It's happened. It's happened many times.
And I'm not normally, like you said, the person that thinks like that, but I don't know. Anyway, so there was that. That happened yesterday. We lost. But you know what? I still wore my pants, like I said, and I will.
Still wore my top.
And the lady at the gym says, "Oh, you wore your Ohio State pants." I said, "Why wouldn't I?" She's like, "They lost last night." I said, "I understand that," which is more reason for me to wear them.
Yeah. And
I just got Venmo'd. I love when I get paid.
Look at you.
Right? Anyway, I think that's even more the reason to wear them. So
You got to support your squad.
win or lose. That's
Win or
a
lose.
true fan for you.
It is.
Anyway.
It's you Bengals fans and us Bears fans.
Mm-hmm.
Do a lot of the losing.
So now I'm going for the Browns. Who?
Oh, come on, Browns.
Who's playing in the Super Bowl?
There is no Super Bowl yet. We're just in the week 2 of the playoffs. So we've got... How many games do we have?
Well, I don't know. I'm not the sports guru.
We have maybe 2 or 3 games on Saturday and 2 or 3 games on Sunday. I think.
I will watch 0 of those games.
Nah, you'll watch a little bit of some of them.
No, I won't.
Yeah, you will.
No, I won't.
You probably
I
will
will be
if you're
working,
in the house.
but I don't watch. Even when I'm in the house, I'm doing stuff. I'm not one that just sits down and watches football unless it's a game I really, really want to see, like last night. And
I
even
hear you.
then, I wasn't even paying attention the whole time.
Well, no, it's 4 games this weekend. So
2 and 2.
we've got the Rams and the Packers. Go Rams. We got the Ravens and the Bills. We've got the
You got to go for the Ravens there.
Why?
Because our friends are Ravens fans.
But I have friends that are Bills fans.
Who?
Joe, he's a huge Bills fan.
Joe Mama? Who's Joe?
Joe, he's in my league. He's been a friend of mine for years.
Okay, fine. Never
Joe
heard of this
Genovese.
Joe, but anyway.
Yes, you have. He won the championship this year. So happy for him. Browns Chiefs. That's the tough one because the Chiefs are 14-2 and they won the Super Bowl last year.
Okay.
Then the Bucks and the Saints. The Buccaneers. So we're going for Drew Brees and the Saints to beat Tom Brady and the Bucks.
I want somebody to beat Tom Brady. I don't care who it is.
I don't mind Tom.
Ugh.
I don't mind Tommy Boy.
Eh.
Tommy Boy's he's a winner. That kid's a winner.
All right.
You know who else is a winner? Nick Saban. 7 national titles as a head coach, the most in the history of football.
Good for him.
It's a pretty big deal.
Pretty big deal.
Pretty,
you know what else is a big deal?
Pretty.
Wow. You know what else is a big deal?
Me.
I got felt up yesterday.
Oh, you did.
How do I say this politically correct? Or do I just say I got felt up by an Asian manicurist? Can I say that?
From Asian Man Tech.
From a nail tech that was Asian. Shocking, but I'm just saying.
And a man.
And he was a man.
He got his fills on.
Yeah, because he was doing my nails. And see, I have a nail tech girl, and she's not feeling well. And so she had to cancel. And my nails are really, really bad. And I was like, listen, do you care? Because she didn't know when she was going to feel better because she was feeling kind of crummy. And she just had a baby and everything else. So I said, do you care if I cheat on you? Can I have a hall pass, is what I said. Can I have a hall pass? Can I go somewhere else and get my nails done? And then I'll come back to you when I come back around in 3 weeks. Well, it's going to be shorter than 3 weeks because I want to get them done before my birthday. I'm really not supposed to get them done until beginning of February, but I'm going to go early back to Haley because she's my girl and I want him to look on point for my birthday.
So wait.
Let me deflect. Let me go back. So what? Go ahead.
So the hall pass, this thing works for nails, but if you got, let's say, you got the COVID, right, and you're quarantined for 2 weeks, does that work in marriage? Like, look, you're going to be out of commission for a few weeks, so how about a hall pass?
Well, why don't you try it and then circle back around and tell me how that worked for you? Try asking me for it, COVID or not, I'll sucker punch you. That's pretty much what's going to happen.
Okay,
Anyway,
just the nails. It's okay there.
Yeah, or your hair, or like something like that. Like your eyelashes, your eyebrows, some
Okay, all right.
Botox or something.
Just getting the lay
cosmetic
of the
stuff, because you got to have it done.
Yeah.
You're the one that called me out the
You
other night.
got to have it done.
You do. You're the one that said the other night you really need your nails done. Now, do you see the difference, how there's no gap? Now, when these start growing out, there'll be a gap, and that's when I have to go back and get it
There's a
filled.
little gap.
Well, there's going to be a small gap. Oh, my gosh.
That Asian was too busy filling you up, and he didn't
Okay,
do
so
a
here's
job
what
on
happened.
freaking...
It was this. Well, first of all, what happened is I felt like I felt like trash. Here's what happened. I go in, and the lady starts working on my nails. And another lady walks in, and the lady that was working on my nails was like, "Oh, hi, it's so good to see you." You know, like that. And I'm like, what the heck? I mean,
They're working on your feet?
No, they were working on my nails. And
Oh, okay.
Are you with the story or not?
Yeah, but since she left
the
you, I thought maybe
lady
she
was working on my nails. Another lady walked in. They were friendly with each other. She looks at me.
I'm following. It's a
she
joke
looks
about
at
your
me.
feet.
No, I got you. She looks at me. She goes, "You go sit over there." In the middle of doing my nails.
You got up and the other lady sat down in your chair?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. This is amazing.
And she cleaned my chair really good. Like, I mean, I did come from the gym, but like, I know they clean the chairs in between, but like, she really was like scrubbing down on it. I'm like, oh my gosh. And she did. She was in the middle of taking off my.
Was the lady.
She was older.
She was older? I didn't know if she's like getting you off the chair. Like, let me just get this woman's smell.
I don't know what she was doing, but she literally was filing my nails and stuff. That lady walks in and she looks at me. I wish y'all could see me right now. And she looks me down the face. She goes, "You go sit over there," like that. And I was like, okay. And I got like all my stuff and then this man comes up. I guess he's the second string, and I'm not good enough to be with her anymore. I felt kind of a certain type of way because I feel like, no offense, please don't get mad at me, but I feel like that nationality or that whatever, they're just like direct. And I don't think they mean to come across that way.
That's what you mean.
Well, one time I was in the salon. Same salon, same lady, kid you not. And the first time I'd ever been there. I'm going to go back to my filling up story in a minute. So stay tuned. And I had the colors of nail polish I was thinking about in my lap. And I took a picture of them and I sent them to you. And I was like, which one do you think? Well, I sat there and I was thinking about it. And she was like, okay, I'm ready for you. And I stood up and one of the bottles fell on the floor and bust everywhere. It was like teal.
Good Lord.
It was
Woman.
teal. And it was and it splattered everywhere. Like splatter paint. You know what I mean? All over the floor.
Yeah, it's no polish.
Yeah, it was a white floor, like or
Right.
whitish, whatever. And she goes, oh, no. She went and got the broom and everything, and she brought back nail polish remover and some cotton balls. She was like, "You clean up." And she was like, "I get glass. You clean up." I had to clean up on my hands and knees with nail polish remover and big things of cotton, the color off the floor. I was like, "I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." And there was no laughing. There was like, "Oh, it's okay. It's no big deal. It's fine. You clean up." I was like, "Oh, okay." I thought I was never going to show my face again. But I did because it's not usually crowded and it was close to the gym. So, okay. Anyway, back to the story. So I go over to the man station. And he's doing my nails and he's kind of rough. Right? He's like, I told him I had a hangnail. I was like, "I have a hangnail right here. So when you get on this finger, if you could be a little careful." It's like I said, I have a hangnail, hurt me. Because every time he got to my finger, he'd pinch it. I'm like, you guys are mean. You're bullies.
And you're paying for this.
And I'm paying for this. More than when I go to Haley, mind you. Like a lot more.
That's insane.
A lot more. It was $46 after I tipped. For a fill-in. I'm not ever going back. Anyway.
Tipped?
Yeah. But they didn't make me do cash like the other Asian place where they're like, "You got cash? No cash? You bring cash next time for tip." That's how they talk to me. Like I'm a peasant. Like I'm nobody.
Well,
they talk down to me.
That's how they see you.
Whatever.
Probably.
So I have a tattoo on my hand that is a heart with a barbell in the middle of it. And he's like doing my nails. And he picks my hand up and like brings it close to his face. He goes, "So does that mean that you like to lift weights?" I was like, "You're a sharp one there." I was like, "Yes." And he goes, "Ah." And I have a sweatshirt on, right? He starts feeling up my forearm like this.
Right.
He goes,
It feels
"Ah."
good. It feels good.
Okay, so I'm doing a Jeff what he did to
I
me.
like
and then
that.
he's like, "Ah."
Yeah.
And then he goes up to my bicep like this. He goes,
Ooh.
"Ooh." Yeah, that's what he said. He goes, "Ooh."
That does
And then he
feel
went up
good.
to my shoulders.
Your
He goes,
shoulders?
"Yeah." He goes, "You solid. You solid." And I started laughing. And he took his hands off me. I thought that was it. Oh, no. He scoots his chair back and goes under the table. He goes scoots it, like we're sitting across from each other. He goes under the table and he starts going like this.
Oh, that feels
To
good.
my calves. Like that, he
That's
goes.
not awkward
he
at all.
goes, "Ooh, you are solid." And I'm like, if you go above my knee, I'm going to
Did you flex your calves?
punch you. No, I didn't know what to do. Because low key, it felt kind of good because I was so sore. from leg day, like Friday. I was like, part of me was like, can I stand up and, like, could you go up my hamstrings? My hamstrings are so sore right now.
You could have been
Feel
like,
my
my specialty's glutes.
Yeah,
You want
feel
to
how
touch those?
tight this is. No, but he did, and I thought he was gonna. If you go above my knee, and me all the while his wife was, which I'm assuming is his wife. I'm pretty sure it is.
She didn't care. She was with the goddess that came in and took your
I don't
spot.
know who this lady is. It's the Cross Lanes Queen, apparently. I was like, you just kicked me out, like not midway. I mean, she'd been working on my nails 5 minutes, but still, that's what happened. I didn't know what to do or what to say. I was flabbergasted. Now, if I were any type of other person than who I am, because something like that I don't feel violated. I mean, I laugh and joke and say I feel violated. But I don't.
You need to play it up, get your acting skills in place, storm out of there, and get a lawyer, and get some free nails for life.
But do you see where I'm saying, like, some uptight woman would be like, you put your hands on me, and you didn't ask me.
Yeah, but they knew you weren't uptight.
He didn't say, can I feel? What was I going to say if he did?
You're very inviting.
I would be like, I guess.
Guys just feel like they can grab anything, you know. You're very accommodating.
I do have that kind of personality where people just want to, like, talk and, like, you know what I mean, whatever. But I've never had anybody voluntarily put their hands on me and start feeling on me. I mean, just like without asking.
A stranger that you didn't. But if they've asked, and you're
I'm just saying, if he would have asked,
sure.
like, can I feel your muscles? I probably would say, yeah. I mean, I probably would let anybody. You know what I mean? But I mean,
that's weird.
I feel like it's customary to at least ask before I start feeling you up.
That's note to self. Note to self.
So I laughed, and it was awkward the rest of the time. I was like, oh my gosh. And then he asked me why I wore the silicone ring. He said, why you wear that? And I was like, it's a wedding ring. I know, why you wear a rubber? You work in chemicals? I was like, no. He was like,
we've already been down this road, buddy.
I didn't tell him I was a trainer. I just told him I like to lift weights.
But you lift weights, and that's why you need to wear it.
He was thinking I was in chemicals. He goes, you work with electricity? I was like, no. And then he said something else. I was like, I'm a personal trainer. I lift weights, and he says. I should have said, yes, I'm a chemist.
You should have. You should have said, I cook up meth in a trailer at the back end of Cross Lanes.
Oh my
for all the locals.
It was interesting, to say the least. That's why I feel like I need to have cameras all the time.
That could be good. It could be bad.
If you would have just been sitting there like back in the day when not that you did this, but like where you could have somebody come with you and just sit in the waiting area and wait. I mean, I think you did that maybe once because it was just on a whim. I wanted to go get my nails done, and you were with me, and you're like, I'll just sit in the waiting room and wait. You could have.
Oh yeah, I came in. I got some food. Came in, talked to the Asian ladies.
They loved you.
That was a good time.
That was before I went to see Haley.
They kept asking me if I wanted a happy ending, and I was like,
oh,
I don't know if I want
not.
to pay for it.
They did not.
They did.
I said, just put it on my tab. So that was an interesting experience. I can't wait to go back to Haley because she does way better. I mean, they're not terrible. They look fine. But, I mean, the experience is way better. And she's quicker. He took forever. Oh, and then I got a coughing spell. I got a tickle in my throat.
You got the COVID cough?
And
scare everybody?
I did. I think so because they looked at me. And I said, it's fine. I just have a tickle. I just have a tickle in my throat, but it wouldn't go away.
You'd be like, I'm fine. I've got AIDS.
I got tested for COVID. I'm over it
Listen,
now.
I don't have COVID.
No, but they did. They looked like, he even looked at me a little bit, and then the queen of Cross Lanes looked at me like, and I was like, it's fine. I just have a tickle in my throat. I feel fine. I'm fine. He goes, you want water? I was like, yes. And I took a bottle of water, and then it went away. But you can't even cough anymore without somebody looking at you.
No, you can't. It's very offensive.
Like, I cough every day of my life. It's like a normal thing that people do.
It is a very normal thing. You did it. I thought you might have the Rona this morning. You were coughing in bed.
I know. I got the same tickle.
It
is a dry cough. Maybe I do have the Rona because I think it's a dry cough.
You may have the Rona.
And I have been having headaches lately.
It's over. You got the Rona.
And I've been really sleepy, but I think it's just life.
I think it could be life.
Why do you always yawn during the podcast?
I don't know.
Especially when I'm talking.
I think it's after we ate and I had a beer.
Boring?
You're not boring. I love the stories of you getting filled up. Some of my favorite stories.
Sorry that they weren't more interesting.
It was very interesting.
And I feel like that times are changing as far as this mask wearing is going. I discovered tonight when we were at Buffalo Wild Wings with Chatty Cathy tonight.
I like it. Keep going. I'll chime in.
Well, we were sitting there at the end of the bar, and I looked yonder across the bar, but more into where the like high tops at the bar are. And I'm like, is that the manager of Planet Fitness that we go to? And I was like, I sat there forever and second guessed myself because he had his mask off. I was almost like, put your mask on.
We've been going there for how many months since this has happened? I mean, we're talking about 8,
Whenever
10
they
months
opened back up.
Since May, and we haven't seen his face
I haven't
below
seen him
the
with
eyes.
That's what I'm saying. Before I had.
And we're talking about going 4 to 5 days a week, seeing him that often.
4 to 5.
And talking to
about 6.
him and the lady.
Well, Caitlin, and that's when I knew that it was her, because Caitlin has 2 different colors hair, which I think is fabulous. She is beautiful. She's so pretty, and she can pull that off. Like, half her hair is red, half her hair is like black or brown or something. It's like literally half and half.
Is there some purple in there, or is it just the
No, I think
colors
it's that
mixed
reddish.
together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really fantastic, and she can pull it off flawlessly. So when I like moved over a little bit and leaned to my right, I saw her, and then I immediately knew that was definitely him. But my whole point was, I am used to seeing people now with their masks on, and people that I don't know well, I'm forgetting what their face looks like.
Right. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Isn't that horrible?
It's funny though. I never thought about that you go for 10 months to a place all the time, and you're so used to paying attention to their mouth when people talk, right?
Yeah.
That's
I kind of put eyes and mouth
together. What would he say? It's like the nonverbal is like 70+% of communication.
Yeah.
And we've lost that because we're wearing these freaking masks, which I get it, but it's hard when you don't see somebody's mouth. And then when you don't see their nose and mouth, and all you see is their eyes, and then you see them out, I really noticed their features more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like when I talked to people before we started wearing masks, I blended the eyes and the mouth together. Like, I would look at the eyes first, then I would watch the mouth. I mean, it was kind of, and now you're stuck just on the eyes, which reminds me of another story that happened in the gym.
It's a peripheral too, because it's like you're watching it all at the same time.
Yeah.
I've
It's
seen
like a 3D
even when I'm
right.
looking in your eyes, I can see your mouth.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I could tell them the story the other day of how bold that dude was when he left me.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, so.
And I was there. And I just, as soon as I get out of the sight,
So
maybe I was still in sight. I don't know.
It was pretty quick. So I was doing this workout, whatever, blah, blah. And Jeff needed to come get something. He was getting ready to leave. He went in and he changed in the locker room. And then came back out in his work clothes to get something out of my workout bag, headphones or something that he needed. And then, like, said something to me and then, like, gave me a little tap or whatever and left. So I'm not even thinking anything of it. And I finish up my set. And this guy that's working out next to me came up to me out of nowhere and put his hand out and says, "Hi, my name is Mitch." And I was like, "Hi, I'm Angie." He goes, "Yeah, whenever I've been contemplating flirting with you since I got here." And then I was like, "No, just wait. Let's just see what she looks like when she takes her mask down," or something to that effect.
Right.
And he goes, "And then you walked over to the window and took your mask down and take a drink." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm definitely flirting with her." Which this story I'm telling you reminded me of, like, the mask thing we were talking. Like, you don't know what people really look like.
Yeah, you still have to give it a minute.
He said, "Is that your husband?" And I said, "Was that your husband?" And I said, "Yes." He goes, "Well, that's unfortunate." I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
Very confident.
He goes, "I just want you to know, I think you are a badass." And I was like, "Thank you." I mean, I don't know what else to say. He goes, "Are you from here?" And I was like, "What is this? I get to know." This isn't like one of those round, like those dating tables.
I
like,
just
right?
told you that was my
I was
husband.
like,
that means it's over. Like,
no, not originally, but I've lived here for a long time. You know what I mean? Like, I was just like, "Are you kidding me?" He goes, "Well, I think you're beautiful." And I said, "Well, thank you. I appreciate that." He was like, "Well, it's nice to meet you. I'll see you around." It's like, okay. It was the most awkward. It was really weird. Like, he was very nice, but very direct. Like, I've had people approach me before, but, like, that was super direct.
It's pretty direct. It's a pretty strong, confident.
Yeah. I haven't seen Mitch in there since then.
I was going to say, have you seen him around?
I haven't. I would point him out. I thought that was him on the lap pool the other day, Sunday when we were in there, but it wasn't.
I'm going to say, Mitch, stop talking to my bitch.
Oh, are you?
Yes.
I mean, you know what, though? It's like, you never know, though, like with women, right? He could have been like, as you and Michael Jordan, or I should say Michael Jordan, you always say, you miss every shot you don't take.
Yeah, but you missed the shot.
But there's
I'm sorry, you walk off.
I agree, but I'm just saying.
You don't keep saying, where are you from? You're so beautiful.
I agree.
It's such a shame.
Here's what I'm saying, though, to you. What I'm thinking is he was bold to just come off with introducing himself. Okay, that's fine. You're going for it. Thinking maybe that was her brother. Maybe that was her workout partner. Maybe that was her business partner. Maybe that was her son. I don't know. Cousin. Some rando in the gym. You don't know.
Right.
So introduce yourself. Okay, fine. And then throw a compliment. Okay, I get your angle. I get where you're going. You're trying to it's like you're baiting me, right? But like you said, when I said, yes, that was my husband, that should have been conversation. I'm so sorry. It's nice to meet you. Have a nice day.
See, and that's where the flaw is. And if I were going to coach the kid, and I can say that because anybody younger than me is a kid, and listen, I got no game. I've been with you for 29 years. But that would be one of the top rules that I would teach these people. When you're going to flirt on somebody,
flirt on somebody?
Flirt with somebody, hit on somebody, I mixed them. You never phrase any question about their romantic life. You never ask about a partner. That's on them to answer that question. That's on them to bring that up.
That's a good point.
I would have never, ever, if I were going to be bold enough to say, hey, whatever he said, I'm going to flirt with you, and now I know I'm going to flirt with you. I wouldn't have been like, hey, is that your... I wouldn't have acknowledged me in that situation.
That was bad gameplay.
Terrible gameplay. I'm just a sales guy, so he's not selling this right, because now he's giving you an out. You never give the guy you're selling to an out.
Yeah.
You make them come up with their own outs.
Right, because I could have been like...
You could have never brought me up.
Or I could have said, that's my husband, but it doesn't matter.
You could
flirt away. When he said I was going to flirt, I should have been like, flirt away. I mean, it's fun.
You could have stood there and never told him if he would have not brought me up. But then you had that out. You could have, if it got too aggressive, you could have been like, I told you I'm married.
Right.
It's time to go do your...
Like the guy in GNC did the other day when I didn't have my ring on and he asked me to dinner. He didn't do anything wrong. And then when I said I was married, he said, I'm so sorry that I didn't mean it to be disrespectful. And that was fine. And then he left.
Came over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never am upset with a guy that does that, because you know what? He's just taking a shot at a beautiful lady. She doesn't have a ring on. She's begging for it, obviously.
Shut up. I forgot to put it on. Leave me alone. I told you what happened there. You went forever without wearing your wedding.
That's because I lost it for almost a year.
Oh, you lost it. Conveniently lost it.
No, I found it in the worst shorts I have.
You could have... It's a great hiding place, by the way. You could have gotten a silicone one.
I think I did for a little while, and then I lost it.
Oh, and he lost that one, too. How convenient.
I always lose stuff, but I end up finding it.
You misplace things for a while.
This ring, it's when I lifted, when we were going through that heavy phase, like really heavy, and this kept getting caught. I don't know what it was on, but I remember one day I would always take it off, and if I didn't leave it in my bag at any time, in my shoe is where I'd put it, so I'd remember to put it back on. I'd get out there and be like, I'd take it off, and I would tie it inside my string in my pants. But then,
did it ever get looped around your penis?
I just pulled it down, took them off, and left it on there. And I'd hate those shorts, the black ones with no pockets, because you know how I love pockets. Pockets are my favorite.
Pocket pull.
Pocket pull. You can't play pocket pull if you don't got any pockets. So.
Did it ever get on the tip of your penis?
Ange, that's offensive.
No, I mean when you're
this.
No, when you're like not.
This.
Do you walk around the gym hard? I'm talking about when you're not. I mean, like
this,
just
even when I'm soft.
No, I don't mean around the whole thing. I said just on the, like, did it ever get?
No, I tied it up high, so it only hit like my belly. Now, when I got hard-ons and I tucked it, the little trick you did in junior high.
You do get them in the gym?
No, it's a joke. But that was the trick in junior high. You know, when you get one and you couldn't control it because you had so much testosterone, you could just be sitting there and a thought come across your head, and all of a sudden you're like and you'd have to pin it in your belt, right? So it wouldn't be sticking
Well, I
out
don't know.
anywhere.
I've never had this
So you'd
problem.
have to. The guys out there that listen, they know about pinning it behind their belt, behind their pants, point it up towards the belly button. 12 o'clock, and hold
12
it back
o'clock.
there, and then 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and then it would melt down to softness and
Oh
fall
my gosh,
back into
that
place.
that kind of is not a good look.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, I
Right.
guess.
And
This has
that's
been
it.
real. This has been good.
It's been good. It's been
Okay.
good. 12 o'clock.
12 o'clock, and it just.
Reminds me of when we used to say that we went through the phase of saying 6 to midnight. Just
6
made
to
me go
midnight.
from 6 to midnight.
Oh my gosh, was that in a song or something?
I don't think so.
I think it was. I'll have to look that
I
up.
just went from 6 to midnight.
Oh my gosh.
Anything that was cool, you'd go, oh my gosh, that's so cool. I just went from
Anything
6
that
to
was
midnight.
cool?
Anything that could get you hard. It's just it's a phrase. Just like if you got a good we said it like I remember Clay always saying it about something like if you'd sell something, he's like, oh, I just went from 6 to midnight.
I could never go from 6 to midnight selling something. I mean, I can't physically do that anyway, but you know what I mean.
You get excited when you sell things.
Oh,
You have
yes.
that big sell, that big night.
I'm not a salesperson. We already discussed this.
Oh, whatever.
All right.
Stupid. This
I'm
is
done.
over.
I'm going
We're
to go
done.
shower.
Good night.
Peace out.